Awesome job, Jess. So I have physical therapist Jessica Bento with me here, and we wanted to break down quickly the power clean with our Ultimate Sandbag because it's such a great way to teach power because it's relatively simple to learn. That doesn't mean there isn't technique to it. We just get around some of the common obstacles that, let's say, other implements would provide in wrist flexibility and even possibly banging your wrist. So it's a really great tool to teach this movement with. Now, a couple of things are, we have two different ways to clean our Ultimate Sandbags, and depending upon which size you have, either a larger Ultimate Sandbag or a smaller one, the clean may look a little bit different. Now, most of you are familiar with what Jessica just did, which is into our front load position. So what we want to do is make sure that we keep the weight close to our body, elbows go high, and we're shooting our hands really quickly to receive the weight in our arms. There shouldn't be any banging against our shoulders, our chest. That's when people get the arms out in front of their body. We want to go very vertical, and that also means we're going to show tension in the handles. So it's very important that you start with the neutral grip handles because that's going to allow you to actively pull the handles apart, and you see it just engage those lats. The weight's up against her shins, and she's going to try to drive through her feet and jump the weight up in her body. So you didn't see it come away and bang her. So now coming down is equally as important. She wants to lead by reversing the movement and catching the weight by the hips. What we really don't want to see is someone come down, bang, and catch the weight with their arms. Because now all the weight goes to your elbows, your shoulders, and your neck. And that's obviously no good. So when it can look as smooth as that, then you know you're really doing proficient with our Ultimate Sandbag Clean. You're both getting great power coming up and deceleration coming down, which is great for injury prevention as well. Now, the other way we clean the Ultimate Sandbag is what we call, cleverly, clean to fist, because you're getting the weight upon your fists. This is going to take more movement accuracy. So if you have any flaws in your movement, they're going to be identified here. And the reason we clean to fist is so that we can press overhead safely and effectively and get the instability of the Ultimate Sandbag. If the weight's upon the backside of your wrist, it'll not only stretch out your shoulder, but it takes away the instability and the accuracy of the movement. So basically everything would look the same, just going to pull those handles apart. She's got tension, but she's going to catch the weight firmly upon her fist, so she's got neutral wrist. Her hands are about shoulder width apart, and her elbows are in towards her body. So now if she wanted to press above her head, it's nice and smooth, and you can see that some of that slight instability. She would still want to come down and catch the weight with her hips. So a great simple move that does so much very quickly for your client. Now, if we move to our smaller Ultimate Sandbag, that would be our core of power. Some things are going to be a little bit different. Now, if we want to go to front load, same rules apply, but you might notice the range of motion changes, especially on our smallest Ultimate Sandbag. So if you need to put them on a step or elevate them for your client or start from the hang position, you can do so. You don't necessarily have to start from the floor if mobility is an issue because you're dealing with a smaller implement. So if we're going front load, everything was going to look the same. Jessica's going to grab those neutral grip handles, she's going to create that tension, and then she's going to jump the weight, and again, right into her body. Now, if she lets the weight come up, go ahead and catch it with your arms first, Jess. Or anything like that, that's no good, right? You saw the weight come away from her body, she smashed herself, no good. Oh, like that makes you cringe, right? Versus just do 1 or 2 reps really smooth, Jess. You see how much better it is. And it's fast elbows, it's going very vertical, and this is a little deceiving. A lot of your clients are going to need a little bit more weight. I know a lot of times we do something new with a client, we want to give them light weight, but the problem is they don't get enough feedback. So the weight's going to give you some feedback to want to create that power or expose if someone's using too much of their arms. Lastly, if we're going to go, instead of going clean to fists with our smaller USBs, because the surface area is so much smaller, we like to go with the outside handles or grabbing them onto the Ultimate Sandbag itself. So either way, we want to grab here, and that's a little bit different than you would see on our larger Ultimate Sandbags because the dimension is a variable we're going to use in our system, and that places the shoulders in a great position to press. You can even grab onto the outside of the bag itself if you want to add a little bit more grip and stability to it. But these are keys to really maximizing that power clean so you can see the unique benefit that the Ultimate Sandbag can bring to your training.